who honorably serve. All ranks, all branches, and their families. Are we still exclusive? Absolutely. And that's exactly why you should join.
Glad you've been with us tonight for ESPN College Football Primetime presented by Subway. Dr. Pepper's Championship Drive Game of the Week. Emory Jones, Florida's quarterback, has 200 yards passing, a couple of touchdowns, has 144 yards rushing. And with that, the Gators have a 31-14 advantage over a Tennessee team who came out punching and fighting and trying with everything they had. 17-14 at the half, and then Florida turned it on. Yards per play in the second half, you see that, over 10 yards per play. 3rd and 6. Jones, empty look here on 3rd down. They bring 4 against him. It was caught right at the line to gain, and then muscling ahead was Henderson. Xavier Henderson, who's really probably considered the most advanced of the young wide receivers on this Gators team.
They got some good ones, man. I think that wide receiver group, we're going to fast forward to the end of the year, and we're going to see some guys that start to emerge. I'm not saying they're going to all of a sudden turn into Kadarius Toney and Kyle Pitts. All right? I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is this is a group that was a pretty significant question mark. I no longer think that this is a problem. These wide receivers can get it done in this league, and I've been very impressed with what I've seen through 4 games with Emory Jones. Getting better, too.
Davis into the end zone. Florida racking it up now. Nine-yard touchdown for Malik Davis. Seen that look before, haven't we? That was a put-away drive right there. The 12 plays, 80 yards, and have it any way they want. Let's go to the studio and get an update from Matt and the guys.
All right, Joe Tessitore keeping you updated on things going around the country. Adrian Martinez and Nebraska. How about this? Michigan State comes in undefeated, ranked, and Nebraska's up 1 late in the 4th quarter. It has been one of those days around college football. West Virginia also leading Oklahoma 13-10. Just tell me it's not a good slate, and you'll get a day full of upsets.
You know, Matt, I look to see how is Nebraska doing now. I just looked at the box score, Greg, and, you know, they're holding Kenneth Walker III to 39 rushing yards.
Yeah. We saw Michigan State last week, and I was sitting there thinking to myself, like, man, that Kenneth Walker dude, he can go.
Well, he's on Heisman list
He
this week.
can go. And I mean, I'll tell you what, Nebraska, man, they found something on defense. That Illinois game early, it's been a different squad last couple weeks.
Over 500 total yards for Florida. You know, Tennessee had 261 yards in the first half, 97 in the second half. Florida defense stepping it up. All right, so you think about Florida. You saw what they did against Bama, right? They take Bama down to a 2-point conversion and missed extra point, or else it would have been a tie game. And now here comes the road ahead with a championship caliber team. Everything, Greg, is going to be defined right here in this next month. You got a good Kentucky team. You got a completely overmatched Vanderbilt team. And then here comes the stretch. LSU, and then Florida, Georgia, October 30th. So as we said, all summer long, everybody's making their SEC predictions. And there's Georgia and Bama, Georgia and Bama, and then the focus is Texas A&M good enough in closing the gap a bit to Bama in the West? And then all of a sudden last week, the eyes were wide open. Right. Everybody said, well, you look at how this Florida team is playing.
Right, and they've been so impressive. And it's not, right now, Georgia's playing at a level that very few teams in the country are playing at. I think it's been pretty remarkable to see what they've done offensively, and their defense has been locked down from start to finish. But I tell you what, man, Florida can just squeeze the life out of you. It's kind of been what they did last week. That's kind of doing what they're doing this week. So I'm not saying I'm necessarily picking the Gators to beat the Georgia Bulldogs. I would still, right now, pick Georgia to win that game. But I think that game's a whole heck of a lot closer right now than people might have expected coming into the season, given all the departures and all the new faces that Florida was filling into the lineup.
Don't get me wrong now. Georgia's an awesome team with a defense that everybody would love to have. Joe Milton III, he is in the game because Hendon Hooker was knocked out of the game earlier here in this quarter. And Milton himself is back from a leg injury that he suffered a couple weeks ago on a sack in that Pitt game. Didn't return there, didn't play last week. Guy played through a lot of pain at Michigan last year. Didn't talk about it much as he zips it in, shows you that arm, and Velus Jones shows you that speed on a good play for the Vols. But last year, you know, he's the starter at Michigan, and then he has surgery on his thumb on his throwing hand last December. And he played through pain that whole season up there in Michigan.
And he's got a ridiculous amount of talent. I mean, ridiculous amount of talent. Now, can you harness that talent? So I think the task is ahead for both him and Josh Heupel.
And there is the inaccuracy. He's 6'5", 244. He's got an absolute cannon for an arm. But can it be refined?
I mean, it's right now, early in his career, he's like Happy Gilmore. He can hit it out there with anybody. But when you get around the greens, can he close? That's where he's got to fix part of his game.
Final half minute here in the Swamp. Remember, we got Oregon, Arizona coming up. Oregon, the highest ranked Pac-12 team since 2015 when Stanford was number 3.
I like that Oregon team now.
Oh, yeah.
I really like that.
Boy,
Oregon
things are
team.
setting up well for them, aren't they, Greg?
They are, and of course, you got to avoid the pothole that the Pac-12 seems to always find. But that team, if they play the way they did against Ohio State, they ain't losing.
Evans shaking his way down to the 10-yard line. Things are going to be heading in the right direction for Tennessee. Just probably a little too much too soon to step into the Swamp against this Gators group. And they gave it a good fight, and they had some opportunities. And as they bring it down to the final seconds, and Milton is going to throw it away. Now leave 1 second and 2nd and goal. Florida at Kentucky next week. That's a tough Kentucky team. Will Levis at quarterback. Sound on the line. And then end of the month, Halloween weekend, it'll be Georgia, the Dogs. As we put it out there, everything will be defined in the course of the next 4 weeks for these Gators. That'll finish things here at the Swamp. 38-14. Emory Jones, 209 yards passing, 2 passing touchdowns, 144 rushing yards.
Unbelievable performance, and one that he needs to build on. Next week, by the way, this is not your dad's Kentucky team. They're going to have to play well on the road next week. Big week coming up for the Gators.
Man, it's always fun under the lights down here at the Swamp. Glad you're with us. Next up, we got Arizona taking on number 3 Oregon. For Katie, Greg, and the entire crew, I'm Joe Tessitore saying thanks for being with us. Enjoy the rest of the night. That's it from Gainesville.
ESPN thanks you for watching this presentation of the Southeastern Conference.
Pac-12 after dark is looming. Anthony Brown of the 4th-ranked, 3rd-ranked Oregon Ducks getting set to take on Arizona. That coming up in about 15 minutes here on ESPN. Let's keep the Pac-12 theme. UCLA and Stanford. This one out in Palo Alto. UCLA trying to bounce back from the loss to Fresno State. Here, DTR to Kyle Phillips, 75 yards.
DTR is averaging 20 yards per completion. That leads the Pac-12 because he's got big-time talent running deep routes. Kyle Phillips, nice job separating.
And then DTR again to Phillips again, and a good bounce-back win for Chip Kelly.
Yeah, you didn't show, but Zach Charbonnet, 25 carries, 209 yards, and a touchdown. That was the story of this game.
35-21. 24, the final. Guys, it has been a Saturday of upsets. Ranked team, beware. We want to catch you up on Michigan State's Nebraska. Michigan State down 7. Here, Jaden Reed returns the punt. First punt return for Sparty since 2011.
So Sparty running back Kenneth Walker, who leads the nation in rushing, only had 39 rushing yards. So they need this play on special teams to try and create some momentum.
That game tied late in the fourth quarter. Jess Palmer, Joey Gallo, and Matt Berry alongside. What do we say every time people look at the college football slate and they say, you know what? Not a great slate, not too many good games. Watch out if you're a ranked team, because on a Saturday like this, the final Saturday of September, you are susceptible to get beat. What about Clemson and NC State? Will Shipley runs it in from 5 yards out to tie it at 14.
The offense of Clemson has not been very explosive this year, but in the fourth quarter, they score a touchdown. They make it 14.
Christopher Dunn for the win.
He'd already missed 2 kicks earlier of 50-plus yards. That was one he had to make.
Okay, so second overtime now. NC State gets the ball first. Leary to Carter. 22-yard TD. What a throw, what a catch.
A great catch by Carter. Opposite side of his body, flips it around, brings it in, 2 knees down. NC State takes the lead.
They do not get the 2-point conversion, so now DJU opportunity. Ball game over. Clemson's 36-game winning streak against ranked opponents snapped. First time with multiple losses in September since 2014. Texas A&M and Arkansas from Arlington, America. First quarter, KJ Jefferson, 85 yards to Treylon Burks.
Jefferson's an accurate deep ball thrower, and he has one of the best receivers in the country, Treylon Burks, 6'3", 225, and the dude can run.
Early in the fourth quarter, A&M 1st and 10. Zach Calzada, he has struggled since taking over as starting quarterback.
It's been a struggle up front. They haven't established the run game. The offensive line has let a lot of pressure get to their quarterback, and this is what happens. Arkansas played a great game on the defensive end. They close it out with a turnover.
Sam Pittman and Woo Pig Sooie are 4-0 to start the season. Their gauntlet of a schedule begins soon. Oklahoma, West Virginia. Early on, Garrett Green, the speedster, puts West Virginia up 7-0.
He's 5'11", he's a freshman, but he's got wheels. That caps a 17-play first drive.
Spencer Rattler here to Austin Stogner. Early scoring in the first quarter. That's really been it.
Yeah, at the beginning of this game looked like this was going to be the offense we expect out of the Big 12, and then the defense started playing well.
Moments ago, a field goal opportunity to tie the game in the fourth quarter. It is true from 35 yards out. So right now, Oklahoma and West Virginia are tied at 13 apiece. I can tell you this, based on what's going on around the country today, the Big 12 cannot afford to have Oklahoma go down. Texas is playing good football, but Iowa State, a team many had on their radar as potentially a team to come out of the conference, was on the road against an undefeated Baylor team. Iowa State kickoff, Treston Ebner, 98-yard touchdown.
He's an All-American, had 2 kick returns for a touchdown in the same game against Kansas last year. Kicks this one in from 98 yards. He can change the game.
And then Breece Hall, he's a game changer. 39 touchdown of his career, first in Iowa State history. They still trail 28-23, 30 seconds on the clock. 1st and 15, Brock Purdy to Hall again.
Yeah, with all the talent returning on this Iowa State offense, and Hall, you got Purdy, offensive line was back. You expected this team to be very explosive offensively.
This was the 2-point conversion try.
Not how you draw it up. That had no shot. How about Dave Aranda and Baylor? They were 2-7 a year ago, off to a 4-0 start.
Snapping an 8-game losing streak as an underdog. Speaking of underdog, for some reason, Notre Dame was a 6.5-point underdog to 18th ranked Wisconsin. Jack Cohn, this was the Jack Cohn Bowl. He got hurt out for the game.
Yeah, here comes Pine, comes into the game. Didn't get off to a great start, gets a turnover, but then he turns it around.
But then Notre Dame really started to get it going. Here's the turnover you were alluding to. Wisconsin recovers. That would lead to a field goal, 13-10. So it's 13-10, Wisconsin lead. Fourth quarter starts on this kick. They just played jump around, and Chris Tyree, pack it up, pack it in, Jess. Let me begin.
The O-line for Notre Dame is bad, so they can't get Kyron Williams and Chris Tyree going conventionally running the ball, but they can make a difference in the return game. This play was huge.
Again, I can't.
Sims came off the bench. It gave a spark to this offense, not just throwing it, but running it as well.
Led to another touchdown for Georgia Tech. Gentlemen, we were talking about all things ACC throughout the day and the upsets around the country. It's one of those afternoons where if you were in a Power 5, ACC notably, Clemson's been the team you've relied on forever. They go down. Then you've got North Carolina going down. So, Joe, I'll start with you. So many upsets around the landscape of college football today. Point one that's the biggest.
I don't know that it really feels like an upset, but Clemson losing. A lot of people thought NC State would knock off Clemson just because of the way they've played this year. Close game to Georgia Tech last week, a team that only had one win. When you look at this Clemson team and look at their offense, they're last in the ACC in points per game. They're last in the ACC in yards per game. DJU doesn't have a 200-yard passing game. Shipley, their number one runner, doesn't have a 100-yard rushing game.
And is injured.
I don't know what this is we're looking at in Clemson, but they don't look very good.
Two losses. They're out.
Yeah. And they've got big injuries on defense as well. Skowski and now Brzee also got hurt today as well. I think Arkansas, sitting now at 4-0, guys, is starting to prove that they're the real deal. I think beating Texas A&M today was impressive. And to me, when I watch Arkansas, they just look like a complete team. They can run the ball. They're physical offensively. They got a 250-pound quarterback in Jefferson that's a good deep ball thrower. Treylon Burks, one of the best receivers in the country. And I love the scheme on defense, that 3-2-6. They've proven they can be physical and stop the run. They can get after your quarterback and play past D. Now, you mentioned the schedule and the gauntlet coming up. It's Georgia next. I don't think they're winning that.
Okay.
But I do think they can beat Ole Miss and Auburn. I think at the end of the year, when it's all said and done, I think Arkansas can be a 10-win team.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think they're beating Ole Miss. They could probably get by Auburn based on what we saw today out of Auburn. They were taking on Georgia State. And look, give Sean Elliott every bit of the credit. He coached him up throughout the day. Here's 17-12. This is Joey's buddy, right up the gut. Look at my man run.
Yeah,
what
he
an
is
athlete.
rolling. And this is an Auburn team coming off a tough loss to Penn State. They look like they're still asleep. They look like they're still at the whiteout up in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, look, it was an early kickoff, sleepy day at Jordan-Hare, block punt, 6 points for Auburn to get back in it. This would make it 24-19. 4th and 9 now. The LSU transfer, TJ Finley, needs this for the win and gets it.
Bo Nix struggled. TJ Finley, he slimmed down, and he looked like it on that play, scrambling around, and Auburn survived.
Yeah, he did, man. He looked about 25 pounds lighter. We'll see what happens when they do with Bo Nix. Michigan taking on Rutgers. You think maybe this would be a blowout for Michigan. It looked that way early. Cade McNamara and the Michigan offense strong early.
Yeah, Michigan goes up 14-3 on this drive, and it looked like it was going to be a physical battle that Michigan was going to win.
Hassan Haskins here punches it in to make it 14-3.
The top rushing offense in the country, though, Michigan, they struggled. They averaged only 2.9 yards a carry.
And then here, Noah Vedral late in the game has an opportunity to tie it. Fumbles, ball game. Michigan hangs on to win. I'll say this, Rutgers had numerous opportunities late in the game. They couldn't capitalize.
Boy.
All right, so Jamison Williams, the Ohio State transfer. Here's
Hey, if there was concern that Alabama was looking ahead to the Ole Miss game next week, you open up the game like this, and you know that you're focused.
I'll say you this about this kid, about Williams. Every once in a while we see out of Alabama one of these weapons that kind of has their coming
That's
out
an Ohio
party.
State weapon.
Well, it's an Ohio State weapon.
We
Now
take
it's doing.
credit.
How are those weapons doing out there? Because
Yeah.
this kid, 81 yards here.
This is what Lane Kiffin was talking about this week when he was talking about Alabama cherry picking in the transfer portal, just going and getting other teams'
It's
good
free
players
agency.
and bringing them in. That's a former Ohio State receiver now making
Look at
plays.
this. This is another return. 83 yards.
And look at the speed. Southern Miss had no shot from the beginning of
If
this.
it wasn't Southern Miss, I'd say that he has an opportunity for a helmet sticker. But because it's Southern Miss,
Nah,
I don't think he's
Wow.
not eligible for a helmet sticker.
Nah.
Here on College Football Final, 56-14, 62-0 Georgia. Nothing doing for them against Vanderbilt. Okay, coming up, Pac-12 after dark. You got Oregon and Arizona. We don't expect it to be any type of fight for Oregon against Arizona, who's having a hard start to their season. Give the fans something to watch with Oregon. Anthony Brown banged up a little bit. Kayvon Thibodeau, game time decision. What do you
Yeah, I
got?
think Oregon is that team out of the Pac-12 that we look at now as the chance to get into the playoff, especially with everything going on around the country. Clemson losing 2 games now, Oregon beating Ohio State. This is going to be a different-looking playoff, and Oregon is that team out of the Pac-12.
You're going to see Oregon run the ball in this one. That guy right there, C.J. Verdell, die as well. They're going to run against an Arizona defense that struggled stopping the run. Expect Anthony Brown to play well. They've got a tough Stanford team coming up next, so Oregon has to look good in this one.
Based on what we've seen today, I wouldn't discount much, but Oregon's the much better team. Jesse Palmer, Joey Galloway, we'll see you guys coming up at the half. Dave Fleming and Rod Gilmore on the call.
And welcome to College Football Primetime on ESPN, presented by Geico. What a scene on an absolutely gorgeous night in Eugene, Oregon. Sunset just a few minutes ago here in the Northwest, and the number 3 ranked team in the country, the Ducks, opening up Pac-12 play, hosting the Wildcats of Arizona. Just waiting to get it all revved up. Dave Fleming, Rod Gilmore, Stormy Buonantony. Great to have you with us here from Eugene. Rod, the guys in studio were just talking about it. It has been a long time for this Pac-12 conference. The last time a team was ranked as high as number 3 in the country, Stanford, at the end of 2015. It's almost 6 full years since the conference has had a team this good.
It's like the Pac-12 is now saying, Oregon, you're our only hope. You know, we've all heard the disparaging things about the Pac-12 over the years or so. Well, this is a team and this is a year that could be completely different because of the Oregon group that we're going to see tonight.
Yeah, and I do think, look, they win at Ohio State. It hasn't been 100% consistent for the Ducks this year, but they have the ingredients, they have the pieces to be a title contender.
I don't think there's any question about that. They do have the makings of what you need to chase a national championship. And it all starts with having a quarterback who can get the job done. You have to have a guy who can make plays with his arm and today with his legs. And Anthony Brown can do that. He's an experienced guy, and he was on the big stage at Ohio State, did a great job. And then the other thing, you have to have explosive plays. They've been getting it from the backfield with their running backs. Tonight, we want to see if they get a lot of them from the wide receivers. And then the other thing, you don't need a defense that shuts out teams. You need a defense that, at the very least, can take the ball away, that can be opportunistic. And it doesn't hurt if you have a superstar who may be the best player in college football and the #1 overall pick in Kayvon Thibodeaux. We might see him tonight.
We might. The Ducks are hoping that he will at least get on the field. We don't know how much he'll play, but he should play tonight. The students are here. The fans are packed in. It's the conference opener, the Ducks and the Wildcats, coming up next.
There are lots of ways to love that chicken from Popeyes. Like our sandwich and our nuggets. Both are marinated for 12 hours and freshly prepared, so every bite is crunchy and juicy. Get them today for only $3.99.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
That's poison ivy.
Milk with your cereal with Fairlife. It's more like cereal with your ultra-filtered milk with a creamy taste plus 50% more protein, 50% less sugar. Turn nutrition into nutrition. Fairlife ultra-filtered milk.
Team, it's been a grind, but I think I've aged you well. Some might say perfect. Who's ready to show 'em who's the cheesiest?
I woke up feeling the cheesiest, coach.
Cheez-It, official sponsor of the college football playoff.
I wonder how the firm's doing without its fearless leader. You sure you want to leave that all behind?
Yeah. Stay restless with the RX, crafted by Lexus. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Finding your new favorite spot. Piece of, no, you really have to try this cake.
Wow.
Get exclusive access to sought-after restaurants. One of the many reasons you're with Amex Platinum.
You're watching the Pac-12 on ESPN. The lights are on at Autzen Stadium. It's Oregon and Arizona. Dave Fleming, Rod Gilmore. And for the first time tonight, we will say hello and send it down to the field to Stormy Buonantony.
Hey, Dave, thank you so much. Now, one of the more impressive parts about Oregon's start to the season is that they've been able to accomplish all this despite a number of key injuries. And head coach Mario Cristobal told us, while they're still not up to full power just yet, he's really excited about the guys that they're getting back today, particularly on the defensive side of the ball. Starting linebackers Keith Brown and Mace Funa, as well as Adrian Jackson, will all be back tonight. And the question mark, as you guys said off the top, Kayvon Thibodeaux, in what capacity will we see the star edge rusher who we haven't seen in game action since the first half of game 1 against Fresno State? They said that it would all be dependent on how his body responded during warm-ups, and he looked very comfortable comfortable to me, fellas.
He looks like he's getting ready to go. Thank you, Stormy. Arizona won the toss. They deferred, so the Wildcats kick it deep through the end zone. And the Ducks offense will be on the field to start this game. And that means Anthony Brown will lead the Ducks out there. Anthony, who began his career at Boston College and played a lot of good football with the Eagles over his years on Chestnut Hill. He passed for almost 5,000 yards, played in parts of 3 seasons, had some bad injury luck, 2 different season-ending knee injuries. So he's a kid who has overcome a lot in his football career. Now he's here in Oregon, just played a little bit at the end of last year, has started every game this season for the Ducks, and he's out there ready to throw the ball on first down, and he will dump it short to Johnny Johnson. On the first play of scrimmage for Oregon, a big question. You said it in the open. Can Oregon, they've got so much talent at wide receiver. Their wide receiver room is just stacked, but those players have not been very involved early this season.
That's exactly right. I mean, coming into tonight, a running back, Vardell, was the tied for the leading receiver.
C.J. Verdell, part of that really talented tandem. This is Travis Dye who gets the first carry. And the first down of the night for the Ducks.
You know, back to Brown for a second. You know, that game against Ohio State, we saw everything that he brings to the table. He made great decisions. He used his legs when he had to. He made good throws. The statistics were a little misleading about how he played in that game. I thought he played a great game against Ohio State on the big stage.
Again, all alone in the backfield. He zips one in there. Beautiful delivery and on his feet with great balance. Red touchdown. What a move from Jalen Red. And what a start for the Ducks tonight. 63 yards.
Weren't we just talking about explosive plays and the wide receivers stepping up and somebody starting to separate themselves, and Red does it right off the bat. Arizona gives you a lot of man coverage. And look at him. This time they're in zone, and a missed tackle in the secondary by Maldonado. That should have been a first down, but not a touchdown. When you don't wrap a guy up, he's gone.
So Camden Lewis will try the point after for Oregon. These have not been totally automatic the last few years. That one was automatic for Camden, who's been kicking the ball pretty well. And it did not take long, a little more than a minute for Oregon to go down the field with the biggest question mark on their team, I think, coming into this game. We know how talented they are. Can they generate some passing game and some explosion in the passing game right away?
Yeah, and that's the thing that's been missing at times since the Ohio State game. But you see this time the play action, a wide space open in the middle, and a beautiful throw by Brown. Look, and if this team starts to find a go-to receiver or a couple of guys that separate, that can make plays like this, then they really start to look like a playoff contender.
I mean, Jalen Red's a young man who's played a lot of football. This is his 5th year. He's taken that extra pandemic year. So this is 5th full year of playing for the Ducks. Very experienced. Mario Cristobal, who celebrated. I probably shouldn't use that word. I don't think he did a lot of celebrating. It was Mario's birthday yesterday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Mario. Yesterday he was working early and working late.
That is a man who is all business, all football. And he's mad about something, even though his team just scored in a minute.
How can you be mad when your team just scored right off the bat so easily?
That's a football coach for you. A shorter kickoff here, and it'll be Tavian Cunningham, who's a good kick returner, but just didn't have anywhere to go. Nice special teams coverage for the Ducks. So the Arizona offense will come out on the field for the first time, and it is a big story tonight. Jordan McLeod is going to get his first start with the Wildcats. Jordan, who transferred from USF South Florida, and Jordan's a guy who's played a lot of football. He started 16 games for USF 2019 and 2020. He actually got an offer out of high school from Oregon, decided to stay close to home. Ray McLeod, you may recognize that name, great player for Clemson. Well, they won the national championship a few years ago. That's his older brother. Jordan McLeod just heaved it up for grabs, and it was intercepted. I have no idea what that pass was. The first play of scrimmage is a turnover. Bennett Williams came up with it.
He was trying to go to Drake Anderson, on a screen out of the backfield, and Anderson got caught up, tied up with the lineman. I don't think McLeod saw him at all, but knew he was in that area, but also overthrew him. Just take a look to the right side of the screen and see Anderson gets caught up inside. He's next to the lineman, and the ball is thrown over. And look at a big play made right off the bat by Bennett Williams. That's not a great way to start. This is a young man who normally takes care of the football, makes good decisions. Big crowd here tonight, first start for Arizona, and a mistake right off the bat.
Ooh, man. So for the winless Wildcats, who have a long losing streak, they've lost 15 consecutive games going back 2+ seasons. Not the way they wanted to begin. Giving up the quick touchdown, and now the immediate turnover. Anthony Brown, you mentioned how he can move the ball on the ground. He took a pretty decent hit there. Brown had left the game last week. Now, was it a super competitive game? It was Stony Brook. It was not, but he did not finish the game last week.
Yeah, he actually did not take a snap in the second half of that game.
Oregon played well in the second half without him. Ty Thompson, the super talented true freshman, came in and moved the ball. Ducks commit their first penalty of the night.
False start. 74 the offense.
Oregon played well in the second half without him. Ty Thompson, the super talented true freshman, came in and moved the ball. Ducks commit their first penalty of the night.
False start. 74 the offense. This is a 5-yard penalty. It is still second down.
I'm chuckling because in warm-ups, the offensive line had several false starts, and the coaches were trying to get them to pay attention a little bit more, and right off the bat, they get a false start.
You know, it's not good when you're making false starts in warm-ups.
No, exactly. Maybe that's what Mario was thinking about, huh?
Yeah, he was yelling ahead of time before it even happened. Oregon believes very strongly in their offensive line. They think they got a really good one. Brown in the pocket on 2nd and 9 toward the end zone, and incomplete. He overthrew Micah Pittman.
That's the thing that you and I saw, and we've been talking about all week, is and Joe Moorhead, the offensive coordinator, is perfectly aware of it. They have to hit more of those big plays, and it's a matter of touch and timing and taking some steam off of the ball, giving a little bit more air, giving your receiver a chance.
There's Joe. It's a good point, because the first touchdown pass was not a touch throw. That was an arm strength throw. Brown with the penalty flag thrown. I think he knows he's got a free play. He's got a first down inside the 5. Anthony Brown never went into a slide, absorbed a hit, and he got 20 yards.
You know, he sees those little defensive backs, and he's like, I am not sliding or going out of bounds. I'm 6'3", 225.
Number 18 of the defense was in the neutral zone at the snap. This penalty is declined. The result of the play is the first down.
I got 15 or 20 pounds on you guys. Try and take me down.
So now the Ducks first and goal, and you would figure here with their ultra powerful run game, we may well see C.J. Verdell touch the ball for the first time. He's in the backfield.
Yeah, he has not had it in his hands yet.
I'm no play caller, but if I'm Anthony Brown staring over at the sideline looking for those signals, that's kind of what I'd be looking for.
Give it to the Pac-12 leading rusher, huh?
Yeah, there he is. Verdell gets it and gets spun around down close to the 3. Maybe second and goal.
I feel for the Arizona defense because, you know, they actually have played pretty decently this season. They've had the offense put them in a bind in a number of games, and right off the bat here tonight, that's sort of what happened too.
Total yardage 102-0. Arizona's run one play from scrimmage, and it was an interception. Brown kind of threw it away. He was trying to get it to his tight end out there.
Yeah, he got some pressure from Anthony Pandy. You know, and these are all the things that if you're Mario Cristobal, you want to see perfect execution. You want your team to be dominant in this game. Arizona has helped you out with the turnover right off the bat. You want to play, you want to start like the #3 team in the country and leave no doubt.
Third and goal, almost like a pistol formation. It's an option play. Brown kept it and gets tackled well short. So Anthony Pandy, who's been the leading tackler, got him to the ground. Now we'll see. Ducks are going to take the points.
Yeah, and that's a good stop by the Arizona defense. And we've talked about the fact that, you know, they're pretty good. It gets lost in the fact that they're 0-3, but that's a heck of a stop down there. They've got quickness, they've got size, they play well together, but you know, they're 0-3.
There have been some bright spots for the Wildcats. You might have to squint to see them, but there have been some. 21-yard try, and the field goal is up and good. That was a good stand by the Wildcats defense to keep Oregon out of the end zone for a second time in the early minutes. Still 10:51 on the clock in the first quarter, and it's 10-0 Ducks.
After the past year-ish, everyone deserves something new. So, AT&T is giving everyone our best deals on every iPhone, including the iPhone 13 Pro with its amazing camera.
Like everyone that worked from home, learned a new hobby, or welcomed a new family member.
They were all the dogs, so...
Our deals are for everyone.
It's not complicated. AT&T is giving new and existing customers our best deals on every iPhone, including the epic iPhone 13 Pro on us.
I give families a home, not just a place to stay. I am a Vrbo host.
With DirecTV Stream, I can get live TV and on demand together. Watch Serena Williams, Wonder Woman. Serena, Wonder Woman. Serena, Wonder Woman.
You cannot be serious!
Get your TV together with the best of live and on demand. Introducing DirecTV Stream with no annual contract.
Touchdown, Auburn.
Touchdown, Auburn! Yeah! Woo!
Nice. The new Frontier I ordered is here.
Tebow got a new Frontier.
Hey, I found a French fry on the couch.
Couch fry! Barry found the couch fry!
Those Auburn guys have a weird way of celebrating.
Woo!
Pizza Hut's Detroit-style pizza is back. Same crispy crust, cheese all the way to the edge, and the sauce still on top. Okay, now I'm hungry. The Detroit-style pizza. Create your own or pick from 3 signature recipes. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Are you ready for a different kind of Florida Man headline? Florida Man won't age, can't stop winning championships. Florida Man quits college, saves city. Florida Men reunite to rescue dolphins.
All right, back in Eugene. Let's take a look at tonight's game plan brought to you by Bear Paint.
Now listen, we didn't just make this up on the fly after the first drive. We did this a long time ago, a couple days ago. But listen, it has been working well for Oregon. They found a go-to receiver right off the bat. They've got a consistent pass rush. And you look up top for the Arizona Wildcats, and they haven't done what we think they should do.
All right, we'll wait on the check mark on the Arizona side. Consistent pass rush for the one play that the Wildcats have run, but it was there. Cunningham trying to kick it to the outside, got tackled at about the 17, plus there's a penalty flag down. What else could go right for the Wildcats here early? Not much has gone right in the first few minutes of this game.
During the return, holding, number 88 of the return team. This penalty will be enforced half the distance. First down.
So now Jordan McLeod, who threw an interception on the first play of the game that the Wildcats ran on offense, now has the ball inside the 10-yard line.
How do you think he's feeling right now? Because this is a young man who, remember, he showed up late to camp. You know, he was still in Florida. He didn't get there until they had already started preseason camp. So he's new to all these guys, really. He's the third quarterback to play this season for Arizona.
Third quarterback to play, third quarterback to start. This is only their fourth game. It gives you an idea of the uncertainty on the offensive side of the ball. Drake Anderson, who is a transfer from Northwestern, got the carry.
You mentioned that, as we saw in the game plan, running the ball, keeping the ball away from Oregon. Drake Anderson's got to be a big part of that, a huge part of that.
Two really talented running backs. I mean, Drake Anderson played really well in the Big Ten. Michael Wiley has done some good things in the Pac-12. Anderson took a pop. Wow. And kept going. Got close to the first down.
Well, they have to be committed to running it, staying with it.
Quick tempo, Anderson, first down and more outside the 25. And so far, I think on this drive, they are committed to doing that.
You know, and find a way to get McLeod comfortable. You know, he's not new to starting. He is new to Arizona. He's new to his teammates. A young man who's popular and well known in the Tampa area. Left home because there was a change at USF with Charlie Strong when he was fired and moved out here.
Hand off Anderson, this time over the right side. Well, we mentioned how the Wildcats are on this losing streak. It's the first year for Jedd Fisch as the new head coach. Things went so poorly last year. Change was almost inevitable. So Jedd Fisch has taken over. He won the offseason. I mean, he made a lot of friends in Tucson and had everybody buying in, believing, buying season tickets, supporting the program. All those things are good things. They played competitive football in week 1. You and I were in Las Vegas. They played BYU and played them pretty close. McLeod completes his first pass, and that's a nice gain outside the 40 and all the way out across the 45 to the 47. That's Stevie Rocker, the true freshman running back from Tucson, for an 18-yard game.
Yeah, if you're a fan of the Rams and Sean McVay, you'll recognize that play and some things like that. Jedd Fisch coached with him and brought a lot of that offense to Arizona.
But just to finish the point, week 2 at home, they get just pounded by San Diego State. And then last week at home, they lose to Northern Arizona, an FCS team that's not a particularly good FCS team. And so all that goodwill built up in the offseason, I'm not saying it's disappeared, but fans are fans. They want to see some on-field results, some progress.
One local writer said losing to Northern Arizona was a low point for the program in the last several years, a real low point. You know, and Jedd Fisch is keeping his chin up, and he's optimistic, and he's moving forward.
I think he's got a chance to be a good fit with the Wildcats. But obviously Arizona has a long way to go.
First charge
Wildcats
timeout
call it timeout
Arizona
to get organized on offense. We'll take a timeout ourselves. First quarter, number 3 Oregon with a 10-0 lead.
Worst of all, you never call, baby.
Daydreaming again? But I love you still. You know I'm driving, right?
I do.
If you ride, you get it. Geico Motorcycle. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
The Quarter Pound King and the 2 for $6 only at BK.
Hey, how you doing, baby? You look mighty fine. I figured I might come your way and roll up on you with that golden ticket. Try to get
smell irresistible. The new Axe Effect.
We're turning up the tailgate with a Twisted Tea drop. We're surprising real Twisted Tea fans who love the smooth and refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea with a 5% kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
That was fun.
Alexa, play our dance playlist.
Your playlist, dance.
I can't do golden rings, but I'll give you everything.
Alexa, turn on the living room lights. Turning on lights.
Alexa, can you pause time?
Let's just enjoy the moment.
Hurry in for exceptional offers on the new BMW X3 with Alexa built in.
With the Capital One Saver Card, you earn unlimited 4% cash back on dining out, 4% on entertainment, 4% on takeout and popular streaming, and now 3% at grocery stores. Earn unlimited cash back for going out or staying in with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
ESPN College Football Primetime is presented by Geico. Save even more when you bundle home and car insurance. And in part by Burger King. Keep it real meals, only at Burger King.
The Ducks are home tonight. It's the Pac-12 opener for both schools, Oregon and Arizona. Big crowd under the lights at Autzen. Not much better in college football than that. Not much better at the NFL level than an old NFC East rivalry. The Eagles and the Cowboys. That's the matchup on Monday Night Football this week in Dallas. Monday Night Countdown begins at 6 Eastern. You can also, of course, catch Peyton and Eli beginning at 8 Eastern, breaking down the game. That's on ESPN2. Coverage also available on the ESPN app. Monday night, Cowboys and the Eagles. Out of the timeout, Stanley Berryhill gets a carry. They're trying to find ways to get him to touch the ball. After the play, penalty flags thrown over on that sideline. So this might be an even bigger gain for the Wildcats.
That was, staff member for Arizona was knocked down, and that was DJ Johnson.
After the play, personal foul, late hit. Number 12 of the defense. This is a 15-yard penalty that will be added to the end of the play. Automatic first down.
Yeah, there are a lot of things on that sideline, and that's why officials are really aggressive with flagging hits when they are out of bounds or close to the out of bounds line. DJ Johnson, tight end and defensive end, two-way player for Oregon. He committed that foul.
Was that Don Brown, the defensive coordinator? It might have been. Jordan McLeod keeps it around the right side. McLeod goes out of bounds, but Arizona on the move.
Was that Don Brown who went down?
I thought it might be. I hope. Well, I mean, I hope whoever it is okay. But obviously, it's something serious on the sidelines. We'll keep our eyes on that. Handoff inside the 10, down close to the 5.
This is a nice drive by Arizona, changing tempo.
Stormy, you got anything down on the sideline?
Yeah, it was defensive coordinator Don Brown, and he's still down, wincing. And you can tell that hurt a lot. And the player just flew through the bench, and he popped through and hit the other bench in front of him before hitting the ground. Really scary, guys, but he just got up.
Okay, that's good news. Somebody moved. That might have been against Arizona, which would really hurt. It's 2nd and goal.
False start. 56 of the offense. The 5-yard penalty is still 2nd down.
All right, let's go back. It was DJ Johnson, as you pointed out, Rod, along the sideline.
Yeah, this is the late hit, out of bounds, clearly late. And you can't see, I can't see Don from that angle, but there he is. He's up.
That is a tough dude.
Hey, he's always been tough, as he told us a story about how he broke his pinky in high school.
Kayvon Thibodeau on the field here for 2nd and goal. That's good news for Oregon, and we're going to get another penalty. No, another timeout.
That's the crowd.
Second charge timeout they have in Arizona. 30
That's the
seconds
second timeout on this drive, which has been an impressive drive. 9 plays, 8 runs.
Yeah, this drive has really shown all the things that we talked about Arizona needed to do. You know, they needed to kind of control the ball. They needed to run the ball, and they had that going. The other thing that we saw in this drive a little bit was sort of changing the tempo, something that we saw Ohio State do to Oregon, and they got a big touchdown out of it. So changing the tempo up a little bit and staying on the field, best way to stay in the game with Oregon. Keep that offense on the sideline over there.
Yeah, that's great. And if you're tuning in thinking, man, Oregon scored so fast and then Arizona turns the ball over. I mean, you and I both believe that the Wildcats have the ability at least to kind of muck the game up.
Yeah, make it a rock fight. That's what some of the coaches said to me. They want to make it an ugly game.
It would help to get some points here and to get into the end zone. That was a nice delivery to the tight end. Touchdown, Bryce Wolma. Jordan McLeod, good play. Bought some time, found his tight end, and Arizona's on the board.
That is an impressive drive and an impressive finish to it. A nice answer to the bad start for the Arizona offense. A long drive, good play action. You see Thibodeau and others chasing the play action, and the tight end Wolma just sneaks out to the side there, and well done.
So it was a 10-play, 83-yard drive.
Yep.
With 8 runs, and the 2 passes were play action passes.
And they ate a lot of the clock.
Yes, they did. That's the goal. And thankfully, Don Brown is okay to coordinate the defense for the rest of the game, we think. Jordan McLeod showing why he's starting this game.
Kept his composure, didn't worry about the pressure. Found his guy, and surprise, surprise, the Wildcats are in this thing.
I live for this rivalry.
See you at Fenway.
Tomorrow at 7 on ESPN.
Over the years, Mercedes-Benz has patented thousands of safety innovations, crash tested so many cars we've stopped counting, and built our most punishing test facility yet in our effort to build the world's safest cars. We've created crumple zones and autonomous braking, active lane keeping assist and blind spot assist. We've introduced airbags, side curtain airbags, and now the first ever rear-mounted front impact airbags. All in the hope that you never need any of it.
Come on, Nuggets, with all that IT stuff we gotta do, let's fuel up with some chunky soup. Woo! Woo! Let's go, baby.
Fill up with 16 grams of protein per can and chunky spicy chicken noodle.
French fries, come on.
Lunchtime is your halftime.
Seductive, irresistible, yet forbidden, bready.
The new fragrance that says, Subway has so much new, it didn't fit in their last ad. So they bought time and mind to talk about hearty multi-grain bread.
Freshly baked.
Smells so good, I can almost...
Probably just get another dentist. This guy. First, even if you wanted to come back, we wouldn't take you.
Yes, you would.
Yeah, we would. You're right, we would. What's up?
I'm getting into crypto. With FTX. You in?
I believe I'm in, but still hate you.
Understood.
Even on the phone, that guy sounds handsome.
It's not really about the notes. I want them to find the music and make it their own.
I will push you. I will test you. I'll demand everything you've got. What do you get? Everything I have.
Maybe if you walk long enough and far enough, you can find me again.
Oh, I've been waiting a long time for this.
You talk too much.
Second hair huddle. When it comes to tackling hair loss, Hims has you covered. From clinically proven regrowth treatments to thickening, shampoo, and conditioner. Just go to 4hims.com for a free consultation. Then a licensed medical provider can help you with your game plan. If prescribed, Hims ships directly to your door. Well, that's convenient. Get your hair back in the game. with Hims. Order today and get a 90-day money-back guarantee at forhims.com.
6:15 to go, quarter number 1 in Eugene, the number 3 ranked team in the country. First few minutes of this game looked like this was going to be a rout. Oregon was up 10-0 and nothing was going right for Arizona. And the Wildcats got the ball for the second time, marched right down the field, got into the end zone, and we got a ball game, at least for a while here in the first quarter. We'll see how long Arizona can hang around with a very good Oregon team. Our drive recap, Rod, is brought to you by Under Armour. It was an impressive drive.
Impressive for Jordan McLeod, who got over the pick he threw to start the game and came right back. Nice touch on short passes to get the drive going, used his legs to create some things, and then found a nice way to finish off the drive with a good fake and a nice pass to Woma to get in the end zone. I'd say that was a good answer for Arizona and a great response for McLeod to the way the game started for him.
I mean, you saw Thibodeau was on the field there. That is one way to neutralize maybe the best pass rusher in college football. A little play action, move the pocket around.
Let him chase. Let him chase something. Let him chase the cheese.
He was out in no man's land. Anthony Brown over the top on the first play of this drive, and it's juggled, incomplete. Intended for Jalen Redd, who had the long touchdown catch on the first drive of the game.
You can see Brown trying to find that touch on the deep ball. The first one was thrown way overhead. This one he tried to bring it back a little bit and underthrew it some. And if he's going to go back shoulder, he's got to get it more to the sideline to his guy.
Yeah, neither of those two passes have been great from Anthony Brown, of those style that he's thrown. Now he's thrown some other really good ones already tonight. He's going to keep it. He's been running a lot in this first quarter. Got tripped up, gain of 4.
I think Joe Moorhead is determined to find that deep passing game, and he's going to try more of those throws. He knows that Anthony Brown can handle, you know, the short game, the touch passes, the play action. He wants to get him comfortable with the deep ball so that when they need it in a big game, that they've got it.
And to go along with that, already 4 rushing attempts for Anthony Brown. It's 3rd and 6. Don Brown's defense has a chance to get off the field here. They're in coverage. That pass was juggled, but it was caught by Troy Franklin, one of the many super talented young players getting playing time early in their Oregon careers. That's first down for Oregon.
A big freshman recruit for them. He's going to be tested on the perimeter. Arizona is determined to play a lot of press coverage and to see if the young receivers can get off of the press coverage. The other thing it does is it takes away the easy free access throw for Brown.
Arizona likes their defensive backs. Their defensive backs are going to have to chase. Travis Dye inside the 20, almost had it punched out, but held onto the ball and finally got tackled around the 10.